the fastest growing sport in America.
The fastest growing sport in America is not new, but it is on fire.
It was created in 1965 in Bainbridge Island, Washington, and is now one of the fastest growing sports in America.
The wildly popular recreational sport.
It's pickleball. There are almost 5 million players of all ages in the US, according to the Sports and Fitness Industry Association. The game is a mix of tennis, badminton, and ping pong. On a court the size of a badminton court, players use paddles and a plastic ball with holes. They can play in singles or in doubles. Last year, around 800 new pickleball locations were added across the country. In New York City, the game has been gaining traction since the beginning of the pandemic.
I think it's a fun game, and I enjoy playing it.
In Central Park, players of different ages and backgrounds are showing up every day for matches. Many of them say there is more to pickleball than just a game. 52 years old Alex Hamoui says he likes the spontaneity of the sport.
You just show up and there's a game playing. It's also a social thing. Everything else you need to prearrange, and this you can show up by yourself. So I think it's pretty easy for everybody to play, and it's just accessible.
Krishna Yermoso, a finance executive, says pickleball reminds him of his childhood nonchalance.
To me, it's kind of like how we used to play when we were kids. We don't think, we just go to the playground and there are a whole bunch of kids there and you just play, whatever it is that we play. Here, it just happens to be pickleball. It is that easy, and that's why I think everyone, especially adults, are rediscovering their childhood, easier way of socializing and playing and being out there, and you can play all day.
It's fast-paced, a lot like tennis, but like a quicker game, and I love meeting all the people out here. It really saved me, actually, during the pandemic.
Manhattan resident Fong Bui says she also enjoys the camaraderie that the sport brings. Her co-players converted 6 handball courts for pickleball games.
This community is so great. Like, we never run out of balls. I always come and there's always new balls. It's amazing. It's always replaced. The nets are always kept well. We find a way to hide the nets so that people who come in the morning put them up. The people at night who come and play last game put it away. It's wonderful.
French expat Dominique Lemaire has been a tennis player for many years. He admits the conversion to pickleball was a no-brainer for him.
The big difference with tennis is very individual. You play a tennis game, you go home, and then you don't meet. Whereas here, you sit around, you wait for your turn, and it's kind of open to everybody, all classes, all levels, so it's kind of fun. Pickleball has convinced me that this is it. This is the sport I want to be playing in the evenings.
The popularity of the game has created, however, a bit of tension in Central Park's North Meadow. Some handball and paddleball players are complaining about the growing crowds. Miraya Bresco says it's too hectic for her in the park.
It's becoming overwhelming with all the pickleball players. There's too many. And they started out with one court that my best friend's husband decided to bring pickleball here. And now it's overwhelming to the point where I feel like I get anxiety when I come here because there's so many people and I don't have a bench to sit on. And the biggest fear that we have is that we're going to lose our park to the pickleball players.
Alfred Marini is also a regular handball player in Central Park. He says he doesn't mind sharing the courts with others, but to a certain extent.
In terms of if it's conflicting with us, not really, because there's not as many players here as there used to be. So I think it's not as bad as people make it out to be. But if they think that they just want to make pickleball courts here and push us away, that ain't going to happen.
No, I feel it's nice for us to share this space. What's wrong with that? It's a large place. I don't know if it bothers somebody else, but me, no. I'm glad that they make use of it. And pickleball is a great sport. And I see everybody every age playing pickleball. Not everybody every age can play handball. But
Jose Luis has given pickleball a shot, but things didn't go as planned for him.
I tried it one time, and yes, these 2 ladies beat the crap out of us. They were good, and they were even older.
Pickleball community in Central Park is also facing other challenges. The park's conservancy is planning renovation work early next year at the North Meadow Center. Players are worried that a plan to build a fenced corridor will take space from the courts. A spokesperson of the Conservancy confirmed that they are evaluating options for a fenced passage to protect pedestrians. Will the incoming winter and construction work break the momentum of pickleball in Central Park? We shall find out in the spring.
I got the pickleball blues, my partner's done with me. I got the pickleball blues, we always disagree. disagree.